Just cash.
WNBA is about to begin. Gotta trust the process if you wanna win. Cause Just Cash is back, you better tell your friends. When Angel Reese walks in a bar with Asia Wilson and Caitlyn Clark, these bookies don't know where to start. We be killing them all, tearing them apart. They can't mess with us, they can't mess with you. And I'm never gonna cuss cause I love you too. Hit thumbs up if you want good luck. Girls thinking that we fresh and they wanna We be winning the bets and they be rolling up. By far we the best, you ain't good enough. Ain't a damn thing funny, man, you know what's up. You wanna win some money, it's time to lock in, bruh.
Lock in. Lock in,
bruh.
Good. Welcome back, fam. What's going on, y'all? It is Just Cash here to talk a little WNBA. We got a nice 3-game slate from this Wednesday. Joined, as always, by Underrated. What's good, man? How are you?
Pretty good. Woke up with a headache, but it's coming back, man. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. We got 2 hours before tip-off here to find some plays to make some money and get our attitudes back where we're supposed to be. And, man, people been good to us lately, man. Been having a good little crowd here. It's been fun. Let's keep it rolling. Hopefully, people come in with some good plays. We can talk through them. We got 3 games today. That's fun. So let's see what we can do, man.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that like button down below. We appreciate the support as always. If you're new here, hit that subscribe so you don't miss out. Turn the noties on. We do stream Monday through Friday. And check out the Discord. Got links in the description. Still running the 7-day free trial, so make sure to come check it out and come win some with us. All right. What's up? We'll wait a second, kind of let everyone rolling in here. And then if you guys, again, if you got any comments, questions, make sure to throw them down below. We'll check them out and see what y'all have. We got a couple plays for us today that we feel pretty strong about. And, you know, we'll kind of hash over yesterday. And honestly, the last couple of days, you know, we like to be transparent. So, you know, things have been a little bit shaky. Yesterday, obviously, was a night and day. We were taking unders. Everyone went over. And the day before, we took overs, and everyone went under. So that's the life of the WNBA. It does happen from time to time. There are going to be these weird ebbs and flows. But long term, we know there is going to be profits. So we appreciate y'all riding with us during the hard times. And I promise, Sweet Day is just right around the corner. It's going to happen.
Right. What's up, C-Dot, man? C-Dot says, LFG, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, C-Dot. We love C-Dot around here. What's up, bro? Hopefully you're doing good today. He said it's bounce back day for us today. Joe Tinson, new name. Welcome, sir. Welcome. He says, I know one thing, the Fever probably looking to blow out Portland, and we hope that with all of our unders, right? And
yeah,
the man, G-Man, is here. He says, good afternoon, fellas. Hope everyone is good. Appreciate the good vibes. I know 3 times is going to come in here with his Steelers icon emoji, and he's going to throw some more good vibes out at us, too. So appreciate you guys. We're looking for 25 likes for good luck today. If you don't mind hitting the like, we would appreciate it. D. Johnson is here, the man, the myth, the legend. He says, time to get paid. And E, if you didn't know, we're at 1.41 subscribers now. That's pretty good. We're on the move. Let's keep it going.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Love to see the momentum here. Trying to make some waves, you know, talking the WNBA. A lot of people really don't cover it content-wise. So we at least just like to sit down, hash it out, you know, give our take on it and see what you guys feel and just kind of go from there. But circling back to talking about Indiana in a great spot today, I absolutely agree with you. Looks like the lines moved up a little bit more from yesterday, too. Pretty heavy home favorites, and, you know, all credit due. Indiana's looked solid to start the season. Portland, I think, just going to be one of those teams that is, you know, going to be hit or miss. And seeing them on the road, you know, they did play fairly well, but this is going to be more of a test than a challenge. especially don't know if things are going to be so well if Carla ends up being out tonight. But I do know she did travel with the team, so she is there with them. I do get the feeling that she does play because she was supposed to suit up this last game and ended up being a late scratch. So fairly expecting her to play, but still, with that being said, I mean, Indiana's looking really sharp on the wing players, and also correlation for one of our plays, which we'll talk about here in just a second, with Carleton under. Lexi also being as a starter now, it's going to sharpen up that wing defense a little bit more. So interesting to say the least. Portland could hang around, but I think it might be a bloodbath.
It might. We were thinking that might happen yesterday, but hopefully today with our unders, that will happen. We shall see.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and actually just talk about that game because it is going to be the first one. So again, Carla still looking out for news if she is in fact going to play, but while Leah Boston is off the injury report, so she is good to go. We will see if she actually plays full minutes. That's something we have not really been able to see thus far. She's not played over 30 minutes, so curious to find out if that's going to happen or not. If it is a blowout, no problem. She's going to go to the bench early. I mean, we saw that with Billings here this last game too. Team got up pretty big, and coach ended up sitting those two, or sitting Billings early. So I have no doubt Boston will go to the bench early too. Line's pretty low for Boston. Her points were somewhat of a favorite play, going up to 14.5 points in some sites. I think it's honestly appropriate, but still, again, might not see that full run. So contemplations for her unders. The lines are a little bit higher. Rebounds also at 7.5 feels a touch high, but this team's fully healthy. So I think pretty straightforward feelings all in all. I mean, you could consider maybe some Caitlyn unders. They had her rebounds at 5.5, which seemed a little bit high. I know the matchup is somewhat favorable for her RA upside, but still 5.5 is a little bit high. Also, I know underrated, you were fairly interested in her under 8.5 assists. This is something that I think we're kind of waiting on, see if Prizepicks ends up moving her or not, because they typically will tax up lines like that. So we're hoping to see the 9 or 9.5. That would be perfect. But they're holding on to this for a little bit longer, so we might get that within the next hour or so. But all in all, I mean, nothing too crazy as far as Indiana. I mean, everyone's lines are pretty appropriate. So if anything, considering unders for this particular side of the matchup. But on the other side, Carleton, with or without Carla, I still feel pretty confident about. This is a really, really tough three-point matchup. Indiana has been elite against that all season. They are allowing the least amount of attempts overall and the third least 3 points made overall. So they're doing really well. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, especially now, like I said, with Lexi being a starter. She's going to cover Bridget for a majority of the time that she's on the court. Love that. They're not going to give her that breathing room to take that open look. So a lot of the shots I do expect to be contested. The only way that Bridget is going to beat us today is if she gets to the free throw line an absurd amount, like we saw this last game. She had 8 free throw attempts. That kind of padded her stats a little bit to go up and over her marker. But other than that, though, I mean, if she gets to the free throw line a bunch and burns us from that aspect, I'll live with it. But I think, especially if Carla does play, she's going to soak up a lot of that free throw usage and be that main slasher. So if her best case scenario is to beat us from 3, I'll take my chances. And this line is pretty juice. I mean, it took them a few games to actually bump her up. But being at 15.5 points now from her 12.5, 13.5 that she was, I feel like this is just a solid pivot and tough game that could be a blowout as well.
I like that a lot. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got Van Negro Jones in here. We got City by the Bay in here. We'll get to you guys, your comments in a second. Let's see what we got with this one here.
Well, with Bridget or with a comment? Sorry.
With Big Bridget, sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's just, a lot of things moving negatively. And also, again, with the blowout, I mean, we saw the one game that they had this season. I mean, Carleton only played 25 minutes. So easy thought that she could be maybe at best 25, 30 minutes tops. And I mean, if that's the situation, I'll live with that. It's just not going to be easy on her. Again, with Lexi being out there, I think they have enough bodies with or without Carla to really worry about her. And best way to beat Indiana right now is inside the paint. So unless she gets to the free throw line, I'm not sweating this too bad.
Those are the kind of ones we got to lock in then. 15.5. Tough spot. Like it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Well, that's enough of that game. Let's move on to the next one. We have Dallas traveling out to Chicago. Two extremely slow teams. I mean, both of them are playing at the bottom of the barrel pace-wise, but playing pretty good defense all in all. I mean, Dallas is still allowing a pretty high clip of points inside the paint, but Chicago, pretty stout. I mean, they're doing a lot of positives here. One of the biggest things so far this season is they are allowing the least amount of assists per game, a very staggering 15.5 per game. So, I mean, that's really, really stingy numbers. And we got the same situation. Shepherd got super lucky this last game. She ended up beating us right there at the end, but she had 7 potentials, it was.
Yeah, 7 potentials. It's crazy, bro. 9 and 9 the first game, and then last game 7 potentials, 6 assists. So that luck's gonna run out here soon.
Yeah, man. And I think the bookies kind of know it as well. I mean, she did bump down to 3.5 on a couple of sites. Underdog, I believe, it still had her at the 4.5. Yeah, so it is still available here on Underdog. You can play it for that full line. It's this is gonna be tough. I mean, hey, if she converts at a 80-90% whatever, like she did in the 2 games, cool, like good on you. But I think this is gonna be a much more difficult matchup for her. The wing support also for Chicago, I would say arguably got a little bit better. I mean, it sucks that losing Rakia is going to hamper that interior defense some. But now having the Cloud into the starters, I mean, we're going to have Cloud, Skylar, and Sheldon out there. So really good lockup defense on the perimeter. And that conversion rate is going to get a lot tougher. I think we see a little bit more hero ball action between Enrique and Paige alike. And for both of them, scoring metrics wise, you know, this, again, pace and total could be really, really lackluster. Something easy compared to what we saw from Dallas and Washington. Not too far off from that in this situation. I wouldn't be surprised to see both teams stay under 70-point total. And for us to lose, you know, she's going to have that absurd conversion rate one more time. So I'll live with that. I mean, if she gets 5 or 6, so be it. But having to deal with Cardoso also going to be an annoyance. I think that luck's going to run out here, man. She should be at 3.5 assists, no problem. So we're going to lock that in.
Yeah, no, she's 3.5 pretty much everywhere now. I think Underdog might be the only place I can find it. So I'm going to lock that in right now as well. Let's do it. Shepherd, not today. Not today. I don't know what the hell was going on last game. That must have been her career game. That was crazy.
Yeah, well, she also benefited from Alana again getting into foul trouble. I think this is the first game that we don't see Alana in foul trouble finally. I think this is finally the one. There's nobody to worry about on the other side. I mean, Jaquez is, you know, she's playing a lot better, but she's not really drawing a ton of fouls per game. And if Shepherd's just picking up Cardoso, unless Smith is fouling the guards whenever they cut, you know, your Skylar or whatever, she should be pretty safe. So, you know, having that extra usage in there as well. We know she's a secondary playmaker. The more minutes that she has, the more potential assists that she's had. So just give us 20 minutes out there and she'll easily cut into a lot of production from Shepherd.
Yep. That 2 pick you got on your screen right there, I'm locking in right now. What is that, a 2.23x? I'm with it.
Yeah, Bridget's up there too, but I think it's cut off.
Oh, okay, yeah. I got 2.23 on my screen for those 2 you got there. Flage and Jesse.
Yes, sir. Before we talk about Flage, though, let's talk about Paige. We got her also for an under 29.5 PRA. Now, I did see several people on her over assist. I mean, it makes a lot of sense after what we saw this last game. She had a really high potential rating. But again, with the matchup, this is going to be something that's going to be a lot more difficult. You know, your conversion rate is going to look a little bit more sketchy there overall. So I think, yes, she can get 6 assists. You know, that's totally doable. But much tougher matchup. Maybe that ceiling upside, not really looking at the 7 to 8 conversions. At best, maybe 6 assists here. But also the rebounding for her. I mean, it's something that she's really taken a backseat on so far this season. and not really seeing a lot of production like we saw last year. I mean, last year she was really all over the glass, and this would have been an easy hit rating, but not the case right now. She's really being relegated kind of that point guard and shooting guard duty. So this hasn't really followed too much. But I like the overall. Yes, she could get a couple of free throws here. Again, smothering defense on the other side, though. I mean, between either Cloud or Skylar, whoever decides to pick her up, I feel pretty confident about that. That free throw assist, the free throw upside is not going to be nearly the same. I mean, neither one of those guards foul a lot, and they're just going to give her a lot more hell. I mean, she's not going to have that mid-range action. So driving to the basket, best hopes here, or hitting a couple of threes. But that's something, again, we talked about last slate. They have her at 1.5 for plus money. She's been hitting it, but low volume, only 4 and 5 attempts so far through the season. So this is something that could see a little bit of a reduction.
Right.
Whoa.
Watch out, E. G-Man says Caitlyn Clark is out.
Oh, that's why the line's moved. Okay, that's big news.
That's huge.
Yeah, I'm sure they...
I say we could take that alt under total now too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's in the cards for us. I mean, losing her is definitely quite a bit. Makes the Boston unders a lot scarier. I mean, Kelsey Mitchell should have all the usage in the world. I'm not too worried about our perimeter defense. I mean, Caitlyn is probably one of the more mid players there. Right. Sophie probably gets a spot start here. I'm not sure how coach is going to handle this, though. But, I mean, I still think Carlton totally fine under. I mean, if worst-case scenario, they're bringing Sophie, I can live with that. That is a random late-date scratch. That's very random.
I'm over here scrambling to get my all unders in.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Okay, well, that just made that game a little bit more interesting. Now, I mean, Portland can hang around a little bit more so, but it's still going to be a tough matchup. Still going to be tough.
And also, G-Man, thank you for throwing that out there for us, bro. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, much appreciated. The spread went from 12 to 9.5. Wow.
We don't care about spreads. We there's one thing we can quit. Spreads and money lines. One thing I don't mind quitting.
Yeah.
Call me a quitter on
the... Indiana should still pick up the win. They are being a bit disrespectful from that. I mean, this went from minus 800 down to minus 500.
Trying to wrap my head around this craziness. Caitlyn out. What's wrong with Caitlyn? No, not again. Damn, bro.
She was absent for...
Tell me a sickness, not some get up stuff. Ayo says roll up. Guess what, Ayo? I just rolled up too, and I just started smoking. I'm appreciating you throwing that out there.
Yeah, she's dealing with some back something.
Not again. God dang, bro. How you gonna be a superstar getting hurt all the time?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little unfortunate, but hopefully it's a short-term thing. We do not want to see her out for an extended amount of time. That would be quite unfortunate.
What are they going to do with lines now? All the Indiana lines still going to stay the same?
What, for like totals or money line?
For Indiana. I mean the props, sorry, the players. Like Kelsey's going to stay 22.5. What else? Boston's going to stay. Not that I want to play any of them because they might. Who knows what's going to happen, right? Hard to say.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely going to bump some of them. I mean, Kelsey Mitchell at least is going to be 23.5. I wouldn't be surprised to see 24.5. Boston, if she wasn't 14.5, she'll at least be 14.5. I wouldn't be surprised to see 15.5, but at least 14.5.
I hope they bump stuff up enough to have me want to say, I think we might need to take the under, but who knows? I could be playing with fire here. Get it? Playing with fire?
Hey. A little fever in that fire.
There you go.
Well, yeah, keep an eye out for props. I mean, at least that makes our Caitlyn under debate that we had earlier a lot easier. Now we just can't play it.
Oh, dang. Yeah, it's all good. Man, that's huge. That's huge.
Keep an eye out for, I will say, for Sophie props. I mean, her stuff might be fairly low. 1.5 threes. Points preferably at 8.5 and below, but we'll see what they set her at. Mitchell's probably just gonna be way too high for me to mess with, honestly. I mean, first half points or something, if anything. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, honestly, that just makes Indiana kind of fading them a little bit easier.
I'm in. I got Indiana team game total under 189.
Nice,
So,
nice.
I mean, I don't know. I put another unit on it, and I added Chicago, Dallas under 181. So you just tell me if you want to put it on that list, and I'll ride with it. But hey, Chicago and Dallas go to overtime. We're gonna be cussing each other out if we add another unit. So maybe not.
Yeah.
We'll see. We got an hour to figure it out, hour and a half. But man, that's big news. Woo-wee.
Yeah, that's huge. And it's stuff like that, that's really going to break open value in most of the slates. A lot of the times, if we're just kind of hanging around with the usual lines, it might not be anything crazy. But as more games get under the belt, a little bit more wear and tear, we'll see these players have random sits like that. So good eye.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there wasn't anything really to move on it, but, Kelsey Mitchell at 22.5 points was okay, but I'm good on that. I'm not trying to chase.
Nah, man. I'm trying to look back at last year and how they played without Caitlyn more to remind myself and maybe see if they bump stuff up too much, what we can take advantage of and try the under, but we'll see. MBM Justin says, do you think Portland can upset Fever? They have been a lot of upset. Should I sprinkle? They have been a lot of upset. I'm reading it funny, but I think basically what he means is, should he sprinkle on Portland money line now?
I would have a lot more faith in Portland once we get the news about Carla. If Carla's playing, I think they have a shot. If she's not playing, they have no shot.
Okay. You can say it very, you said no shot. Like this WNBA, no shot is the wrong thing to say, but I know what you mean. Read between the lines when he says no shot, folks. That's 99%. How about? Really 80, but yeah.
Yeah, small percentage. Clark being out is definitely something, but I mean, they have enough tools to, I think, get the job done still. But without Carla, for Portland, it's going to be a lot tougher, way tougher.
Okay. Got a few comments here if you want me to roll through, or if you want to finish yours, you let me know.
Yeah, let's finish up with Paige here real fast, because we were kind of, I think, at the stopping point for that. And then right before we hop into Falage for her rebound prop. But, I mean, looking at Paige so far this season, I mean, Minnesota was a much softer matchup. Washington, pretty solid defense, was not able to get to the free throw line. Yes, it was a blowout too, but she still played her normal minutes. She actually played the most minutes of the season, surprising. So there's just a lot of people in here. I think another kind of thorn in the side that we're seeing is Fudd playing more minutes. If you guys didn't notice, there was no Odyssey Sims props for today. I think that is something that maybe we could see subject for Sims moving into the bench role, Fudd into a starter role. But there's just a lot of hands in the cookie jar. We talked about the assist rating. Yes, Paige dominated this last game, but all in all, I mean, Enrique, Shepard, Smith, Fudd, Sims, all these players are secondary playmakers behind her. So there's a lot of different passes. This team does a lot of secondary passes. Pick and roll game is going to be extremely difficult for this matchup. Something that I definitely think is going to bode for her to shoot the ball more than pass. But, I mean, you look at the RA metrics for her. She's been very lucky the last 2 games. I just don't see it, man. 29.5 is a lot. Struggled against this team last year, a worse team last year, and now you're going to be dealing with either Skylar or Cloud. I think it's totally fine. Look, Books bumped it down to 28.5 on most sites, but if you can still get the 29.5, it's a better line for us.
Yeah, I'm still trying to lock that 29.5 in. I wanted it last night, and I saw it everywhere. I didn't think it would bump down, but here we are. But yeah, definitely got to get something on that. I think her line's a little too high for this matchup. I'm excited to watch this under hit.
Me too. Me too. They played really well against most of the guards this season. I mean, Courtney Williams was quite fortunate. She went over her PRA line by just one. That was also due to a spike rebounding performance. Carla also, she went for 24 of her 21 and a half line. So, I mean, the players that are getting over are just barely getting there. And that was some games also with Cloud not in as a starter. So I think, for them, best thing they can draw up is try and get some action inside the paint. But again, if they're playing hero ball, it's going to really cut down on that assist potential. So I like it, man. I think it's a totally fine play. She's not playing any more or less minutes. Her field goal rating or attempts and all that stuff is not going up or down. I mean, we've gotten the same page from day one through the 4 games. And as long as she's not getting to the free throw line, we're not going to see this.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we got some value there. Great place to try to look for her under. Line's inflated because everyone loves her, including me and you. But, we're here to win money, not here to like a player or not like a player. So, yeah. Lock that in, guys. Lock that in. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. And even let's say best case scenario for her, she goes out and puts up 23 and 6 line. I mean, she ends with 29 PRA. That's still a great game for her, but metrics slightly coming up short. Not even that. I mean, so piece it all together. Let's say she hits 20 points. She clears her point prop. If she has 6 assists, she clears her assist prop. And then still with 3 rebounds, makes her fall short of the 29 and a half. So, yeah. I mean, I think that line was definitely a full point tax higher than what it should have been. But, looking at it, she could still have a great game and still miss this line.
Agreed. That's the perfect under right there. I'm really feeling that. She could go out there and Nick Martinelli us, she could. But I feel like more like a Cade Thompson type of win for us here. Cade Tyson, my bad.
Yeah.
Interesting. City by the Bay kind of is going along with what we're saying and thinking too. He's talking about her shot attempts. He says under 10.5 2-point shot attempts. And I just want to throw out there how flippin' dope the community and this audience is and how they've been for this whole season. We're at 20 likes already with barely even asking and 43 watching. Appreciate you guys very much. So if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. And I just want to let you know we appreciate you as well up there at answering all the questions and going through all this madness of WNBA for us. So thank you too as well, sir.
Yeah, much appreciated. Love doing it. That's why we're here and love having the interactions. Also love seeing all the new faces too. Much appreciated, fam. Much appreciated.
We're only at, we only need 4 more likes for good luck today, guys. And the good luck's going to come through today. I can feel it.
Yeah, so I mean the attempts are definitely interesting. This is something I would feel a lot better about if we get Fudd slotted in the starting lineup. I mean, again, her usage has been exactly the same all season. Really, the biggest upside is coming from her 3-point attempts. I mean, this is something that looking at last year was pretty flat. On a good day, she was taking 4 attempts, but they do have that baked into the price for her field goal attempts. The 2-point attempts. I kind of like that. I think it's a pretty sharp look. It's a little bit scary if you compare it to what she was doing last year, but I mean, in the heads up, 50-50, but so far production this season, I mean, seems pretty well capped. 15 attempts, that's a lot. That is a lot. I'm not mad at this prop, honestly. I think it's a sharp look.
Yeah. I like the PRA better just because we know that the RA is going to be a little harder and a slower game too. But it makes sense. They both make sense. Hopefully they both hit. Van Negro Jones is here. What's up, man? He says, my 4-leg didn't hit the other day, but today's a new day. Perfect attitude. Exactly. As long as we're winning when the month is over and when the year is over and we're up big, one day doesn't matter. He says, my 4-leg didn't hit the other day, but today's a new day. Caitlyn 35, PRA, Caitlyn's out. We'll go Morrow 10 rebounds, Falage 15 points, Gabby J 13 points, plus 807. I'm assuming without Caitlyn now, it'll be a plus 400 maybe. Morrow 10 rebounds, Gabby J 13 points, Falage 15 points. What do you think?
Yeah, man. I mean, I definitely had some interest in all three of those other players. We did kind of slide towards the rebound aspect for Flage, but I think honestly for her, the scoring attempts will definitely be there for her. I mean, it is at home, so I do like that. A little bit of home crowd support. Needing 16 points is not that bad. Oh my God, dude, move. Stepping on Leon. Needing 15 plus points, I think, is totally doable for her. So I'm not mad at the points, PR, even the fantasy. I mean, she comes with a few turnovers, but does do a lot for the team. Now, Morrow is interesting. Morrow, she was one of the plays that initially debated on full list for here. Let me just pop this up on the screen. So these were all the plays that I was looking at for today. Morrow definitely being on the list at the 9.5 rebounds. A couple things really, really positive for her. One, Nelson Adota being out. We saw this last game. Finally, Morrow play over 30 minutes again. Also in potential blowout minutes. She's going to be out there with the second unit. The matchup-wise is really, really solid. I mean, Seattle, is allowing the most rebounds in the league right now. Even more so, they're allowing the second most defensive rebounds. So, as long as she's playing her minutes, she's been crushing that line. I know she's hit that in 4 before the game so far this season. and doing a whole lot, again, with the second unit just being a major part. Because you don't want to have too much overlap between her and, like, Edwards and Griner. But the rebound production's been crazy. 4 out of 5 games so far this season. I like her. Honestly, I think she's a totally solid play. I hate playing a 9.5 rebound line, but not saying she's Angel Reese. She's just got a lot of play like Angel. She's really smart, really aware on defending the paint. So I think that one, honestly, solid look. Not mad at it in the slightest. And then for Hawkes, 2 different props that were interesting. One of them being the rebound play, but I also do like the points. I mean, again, this matchup for Chicago bodes really, really, really well for scoring inside the paint. So her, Cardoso, Skylar, all 3 of those players really live to get some action here. Now, I'm kind of interested. Her lines were a bit all over the place. Saw a couple places that were kind of teetering between this 12.5 and 13.5 line. Now, Underdog and Prizepicks probably giving us the worst of our options that we have available as far as payout. But, I mean, it does make sense. We saw, especially this last game with Rikia going out, her minutes took another step forward. She already played a couple games that were closer to 30 minutes, but I think now with her being out, that should solidify her being a 30-minute player. I like her. I think the points still very fair. They came up, the field goal attempts came up a little bit more this last game, but still maybe there's kind of a hard cap to that. Skylar being back also is going to be a massive hit to that usage. So I don't know if I'm necessarily sold on the points. I do like the PR. I do like the rebounds, though. This was one that was really, really close to being an official play. 4.5 is quite a bit. Losing Jackson hurts a lot. And then if you look at their front court setup, she should see a little bit of exposure on the other side. But I'm not in love with the matchup. Dallas is not giving up a lot of rebounds. There's a whole sea of red down here. I know a little bit of that is cut off, but Dallas is not allowing rebounds at all right now. So that's my only kind of drawback to this play. But I do think it's a sharp look.
Okay. Get Chicken All Day says Clark 8.5 over assists, I'm assuming, but she's out. And then he says Morrow and Flage rebound combo. Did you see the rebound combo by chance?
I did not, but you could definitely talk me on that.
Let's see. There it is, 15.
Okay, so we're not getting too much tax. I mean, 9.5 plus the 4.5, so we're playing a little bit more for a push here. But that one I'm not mad at. Honestly, I'm not mad at that at all. Did not see that earlier.
Okay, cool. Good call. Good Chicken All Day. Velvet Lulu says, I took Arike over PRA, and I believe there's another Arike question down here or comment. Where was it? Maybe I'm tripping. Okay. What do you think about Arike PRA? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's totally fine. I mean, she's doing enough in the RA department to, I think, warrant having that upside overall. Especially if Paige sees any kind of reduction here or any kind of added pressure, they might dump it off and try and have, her as a primary scorer. She looked good this last game. I mean, she started off really hot in the first half and then kind of puttered out basically the whole Dallas team did. But the better way to beat Chicago is definitely going to be mid-range and beyond the arc. Again, they've been really, really solid inside the paint. So I would expect Enrique to take more here, but also just let's kind of pay attention to that starting lineup because there will be a little bit of a hit to both Paige and Enrique if Fudd starts. But if Sims is out there again and they're split minutes, I'm totally fine with it. Enrique should be asked to do quite a bit tonight.
Enrique! C-Dot says, Paige under, scary. Scary hours. No, C-Dot, it's not scary. It's fun. It's fun. Good matchup for her under, and, her lines are a little inflated. So I think we have an advantage on our side. I like that play. Snake Person says, Paige's threes are being downplayed today. Betting on her getting 3 threes at plus money.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what are the odds for 3 or more. That's got to be crazy.
I'm going to guess plus, what is that, 350? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's tough because, I'll let you answer it actually, but I already know what you're going to say. You're going to say her field goal attempts have been, or 3-point field goal attempts have been so low, and she's been so efficient from 3. It's like she got to hit her threes again for her to get close to 3. I will say plus 360 though makes it makes sense, Yeah.
I mean, you can easily break a little something off on the 1.5 and the 3 or the 2.5. I mean, they're both plus money, so you're getting a great return on it. Her, she could easily go out and hit multiple threes. I don't doubt it whatsoever. Needing 3 or more is definitely pushing it just on the volume alone. I mean, you're basically just getting 4 attempts, 5 on a great day. But yeah, I mean, hey, if you want to chase it, by all means. I know she was another extremely popular play. I think she's the number 1 play. Yeah, just keep an eye on that volume, man. That's all I'm saying. I'm not mad at this one though.
Yeah, maybe she worked on her threes in the offseason. She's been super hot from 3, so hopefully she keeps it up for you. Good luck on that bet, man. Velvet Lulu says Mitchell over 3s. Do you liking Mitchell over 3s now with no Caitlyn?
Oh yeah. Let's take a look at Indiana now that we got props back.
And while you're looking, guys, we're at 30 likes already. You guys are the shizzy, and we're at 50 people watching. Appreciate you guys very much. All right, get back to it, my bad.
All right, so they went a little bit in the direction that I thought. Boston 15.5 points, Mitchell at 23.5. Interesting to see her with juice on the under 23.5. I mean, that was one I would figure maybe would be juice closer to 24.5. The 3-point attempts, very, very interesting. I mean, she's going to have an absurd amount. You can kind of look at that. Since we had Clark missing a lot last season, at least we'll have a bigger sample size to compare to. All right, come on now. Come on. All right, hold on. I got to refresh the outlier. Bear with me 1 second. I promise I know what I'm doing most of the time. Oh, yeah. See, she's 24.5 on some sites.
I'm going
Where
under.
you at? Yeah, see, these look more like the normal line, so I'm very, very surprised she's at 23.5. Wow, 22.5 also on Fanatics. That's another site also I will say I'm not super familiar with, but I see their lines are popping up more and more. They feel like our Hard Rock of college basketball. Their stuff is always way, way lower.
Yeah, Hard Rock was like that with tackles too.
So let's look at production with Clark out last season. So 3-pointers, pretty much, I mean, the same, just over 50%, just averaging 2.6. Let's see, field goal attempts did not take a step forward. Actually took a little step back. Now, Boston, I'm going to assume, probably takes a step forward here in this department.
Boston went crazy with the assists and everything now that I remember. She was doing a lot without Caitlyn.
Yeah, her assist rating is going to be fat with her off the court.
Forgot about that.
What are you at? 3.5 assists, 3.5. Ooh, it's plus money. Don't tempt me.
What was it last year? What did she look like last year with her assists without Caitlyn?
Oh, she was 3.5 every slate.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But what did it? Yeah, okay, that's what I remember. Yeah, she had 7, 6, 5 a lot of times. Portland's, could be that matchup for this to work. Do you want to take an over though? No, not me. Me neither.
Maybe not necessarily, but yeah. Actually, wow, Boston took a hit for that too.
What'd she do?
So the team,
what she's at?
well, just scoring wise. I mean, she didn't play any better with Caitlyn being off the court.
Yeah, I mean, they don't got to worry about Caitlyn, you would think. That's why I'm saying, bro, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but sorry, Kelsey, I'm going under your 24.5. It's too high. Count on nobody to score 25 unless you're Asia.
Now, so one thing also about this, we need to see who that extra person is going to be slotted into the starter, because if we get Sophie Cunningham, for example, as the main starter for Caitlyn here, she is a primary 3-point shooter, so I mean she's going to take away some usage, but I think there is a lot of usage that is going to get funneled out towards Mitchell. Not really stopping her much on the other side. I mean, Portland's pretty bad overall on defense. Let's see what their 3-point production looks like real fast. So 3-point attempts, I mean, they are top half of the league allowed wise. Field goal attempts, a little bit same thing. Yeah, kind of bottom on the field goal attempts. Free throws about middle of the pack. So, I mean, she can do a lot of damage from the line, some from the 3-point line. It's just her volume. Kelsey Mitchell sometimes is a little bit weirder where she just wants to be a spot-up shooter, or if she's feeling herself trying to get at the free throw line, she's just going to drive to the basket a lot. So we will need to see that extra starter, but I'm not mad at it. I mean, the 2.5 makes the most sense given all the bumps. I mean, it is a lower sweat from her overall, but yeah. Oh yeah, see there, the odds are moving. This is gonna be juiced here in a second. What is her alts actually? Do we get anything worth a damn?
Probably not. Underdog's been so shysty with these alts this season. Disgusting.
Let's see. I'm just out of curiosity if Prizepicks gave us anything better.
Supreme Juice 69, what's up, man? And I appreciate the comment. He says Fever guard Caitlyn Clark will not play tonight versus Portland Fire. I'm told it's part of a strategic management plan for the season. I was thinking about that for a second. That makes sense. I mean, they don't need her to beat Portland. They're probably thinking in their mind and get her some rest. So that makes sense. Appreciate that comment.
Anything better? 2.2 is about it. Man, that stinks. Yeah, I mean, I guess her threes would make the most sense, honestly. Either that or just take the straight up points.
I'm going under.
Boston's fantasy is interesting. This is a real appropriate line. Normally she was 35.5 or more last season.
Give me 24.5, Kelsey.
Or they don't even have her assist, do they?
Good question.
Oh, yeah. See, it's right
what?
Here.
Oh, my goodness. 5.5? What in the...
Yeah,
but they're not giving you the under option. Yeah.
No, they know. They don't want that smoke. They're just going to leave that one alone. Nobody will play that.
Nah, a few people will. You'd be surprised. I bet a few people will play that, in fact.
Yeah, so this is what the odds should be looking like. I could really mess with this. Honestly, I think this could be a solid play.
Could be. But man, her minutes have been so ripping hard to trust. I can't do it. But I don't fault you for doing it. I'm personally not on that type of stuff at this time, but I feel you.
Just out of curiosity, who would be the next up playmaker? I mean, that's what it was last year. So
definitely.
Look at this most recent game. Let's see. Next, we have Ty Harris. Okay, so Ty Harris could definitely be somebody. She's the playmaker.
Okay.
And then it's Hines Allen was our next up. So we'll keep. Yeah, dude, she's a little RA getter. Annoying, doesn't really offer much upside scoring wise, but. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye out for that. I mean, I don't think Hines Allen is going to get a start. Ty Harris would make a lot more sense, but again, they could leave Sophie out there and kind of spot start it with that. So we'll see. We'll get news. Obviously, we're getting news for that first. So that should be here within the next 30 minutes or so. But yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that. I mean, I low-key think that could be an interesting play. But again, her minutes biggest concern. Does Boston play over 30 minutes? The game stay close, etc., etc.
Yeah, man. City by the Bay throwing out the 2-point attempts for Paige. Liking that. We liking that too, man. That's what's up. Sean Kemp says, yo, what's happening, gang? What's up, bro? Sean Kemp is back. Reminded me of that dunk highlight video again. I can't get it out of my mind. It's so awesome. Sean Kemp is the man. K Bills is here. New name. Welcome, sir. Skylar Diggins under assists. That's scary. What do you think, E? I know Cloud's there now, but I think Cloud got her assists when Skylar went out that other game, right? I don't know about this. What do you think?
Now, the 6.5 line, I would have a lot of interest in. That one has not been available on too many nights, but most of them are at 5.5, which again I think is fairly appropriate. You know, you'd mentioned Cloud being able to do her damage in the last 2 games. So Skylar being out the entire game, and then the game before that, Skylar only played 12 minutes. So these are very inflated numbers right now. There will be some kind of leveling out between the two of them, assuming both of them start, which I kind of get the impression that they will. I'm thinking Cloud will eat into enough of Skylar's production to probably keep her right around that 5-6 marker. Skylar should be asked to do a lot more scoring in this matchup. I see we also had a question about her free throws, which I will say a lot of interest in hers and Cardoso alike. Both of them at 3.5 today is very, very low. The playmaking, though, could be a little bit weird. Not really sure who's going to take the reins on it necessarily, whether that be Skylar or Cloud, but I don't mind the 6.5 under, man. I do not mind that at all. That's a limited site to find that on.
Yeah, I don't either. I was looking for it because when I was thinking Skylar assists be scary with Cloud, I wasn't thinking he was saying 6.5. I was thinking in my mind 5.5, but he was saying 6.5. That's a different story. That does feel pretty good with Cloud there and her coming back off injury. So if we can find 6.5, I'd definitely take a stab at that. I see 6 flat on Prizepicks, but I mean, that could be a look because, you know, you get the 6, you don't get hurt, but again, then they, you know, make your other play and take a lot out of it. So they kind of fool you with those. So I don't know about 6.5. If I could find it, though, I'd definitely lock that in, depending on the odds, but you know, feels good to me.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do we have? We have
I do like those attempts, though. I do like these free throw attempts. I would love this play if Fudd starts. Love it.
Okay. Supreme Juice 69 says, do you guys ever touch on DFS for WNBA?
Nah, man, not too much. Honestly, it's just too much to honestly keep up with. I used to be a big time DFS person, so I know the daytime grind of that can be a little bit hectic.
Right. He also says, isn't Boston limited minutes still?
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that's what we're thinking too. She still has yet to play over 30 minutes this season, dealing with that injury that she had in the offseason during Unrivaled. So I'm right there with you. We're kind of thinking the same thing. She could be limited, but this game will be big tell for us, especially with Caitlyn being out. If she is on pace to play under her minutes, I'm totally down with second half unders again. I think her live bets have been mostly sweat free, but yeah, man, that is definitely a concern.
Okay. Get Chicken all day says Diggins free throw attempts. You were on that, or were you on free throws made, or was it one and the same?
Yeah, I talked about that because I saw that in the comments as well while we were talking about Skylar.
Okay.
Her and Cardoso at 3.5 is really, really low.
Okay, cool. Kill Bill's Brittany Griner over 3.5 defensive rebounds. That's interesting. What do you think about that? I know defensive rebounds gave us a little smack in the face with who was it? Billings the other day. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think about Griner's rebounds? I know you were kind of leaning on her points a little bit, but what about her rebounds?
Yeah, I mean, I think the rebounds are fine. Again, for this matchup, it boasts really, really well. It's one of the top spots. The only thing about Grindr sometimes is she's just unbelievably lazy on the rebounding aspect, and it's something that we know from seasons past that she just if it's there, great, she'll get it. But if there's anybody else around her, she'll just default it to them, like no problem. Now, another thing also could be somewhat limited on minutes. I mean, we saw here this last game, she only played 26 minutes. The rebound rating is fine. I mean, she stays somewhere between the low 20s, mid 20s. But the biggest thing is, one, being with Edwards in the starter, she is also going to be kind of a nuisance from time to time. But Anissa Morrow is just doing so much on the defense right now, or the rebounding that is. I mean, she's averaging at least a 40% rebounding rating. So I don't mind it. I think Grindr's in the right spot for it. I would love it a lot more if Malanga played on the other side, because we're not going to get too many field goal attempts from either Dolson or insert whichever player they start for Seattle. So you lose out on some of that in the aspect of it. And plus, if the game's not going to be close for whatever reason, then Grindr will sit early. But I like her scoring. Double-digit field goal attempts from her every single game. She's just being super efficient, getting to the free throw line. 13.5 points is pretty low. Or even the PR. I'm not mad at that. 19.5, I think that's fair.
Grinding. All right. MBM Justin has a very interesting one. I cannot wait to look at this. And he put the lock emoji after it, so I'm liking it even more. He says Cardoso PR under. Now, I know you were leaning Cardoso over points, but I'm assuming because her rebounds have been so crazy, she has got so many boards and not been shooting much. When you put them together, what is that line? It got to be high.
Yeah, I think it was 25.5, 24.5.
And K Bills says thank you, and you are very welcome, sir. Appreciate the comment. Appreciate everybody here dropping their plays, man. It's fun. We like looking through plays, and we help each other out.
Let's see. Yeah, 24.5 is the best line for her right now. I mean, I think there is definitely a danger of her points upside, but the rebound downside, I'm not mad at that at all. I mean, again, Dallas has just been killing people on the rebounding aspect. I'm not even mad at her 10.5 rebounds. I would have said probably stay away if Liz Williams was going to be out, but she did get confirmed that she is playing, so now with having the backup in there. Also, Westbelt back in the mix with the team too. She's going to start playing a little bit more minutes here and there. That's all she does is rebound. I would not be surprised to see Cardoso put up, like 15 points, 15 real points tonight, and then have like 5 or 6 rebounds. It would not surprise me at all.
I just put in my Bridget under. I'm putting in my Cardoso under 10.5 boards right now. And I'm looking for that Kelsey under 24.5 points. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to cheer on their failure. Oh,
let's talk about Flage real fast, because I know we kind of brought her up and then glanced over it, but her still being at 4.5 rebounds, I think this is a very, very fair price for us. We're still getting her at a discount. She should be at 5.5, especially with how these last 3 games have looked. But the most recent game without Malanga was really telling. So the first 3 games, I mean, her rebound rating was hovering somewhere in the mid to low 20% range. And with the last game, she stepped way up, was in 33, almost 34% total rebound rating. Minutes also continue to be fairly steady for her. Would love to see her play over 30 minutes, but again, I think that's something that she's working towards. As long as she doesn't play under 25 minutes, I'm not too worried about it. Love the 30% we saw this last game, and there's going to be plenty of opportunity. Both these teams are awful, so offensive rebounding rating looks great as well. Both of these teams are just giving up an absurd amount of rebounds per game, and defensive rebounds in particular, Connecticut is giving up the 3rd most per game, which is where she shines the most. I mean, she doesn't get too many offensive rebounds, but opportunity will be there for her. But being at 4.5, I think is just still way, way too low, especially if we see either of the bigs get into foul trouble, which they were quite fortunate. Neither one of them did this last game. So she's just going to soak up more usage, and assuming the game's just not an unbelievable blowout in either direction, she'll go out and play her almost 30 minutes and easy 5 rebounds.
It's funny, Atlanta Smith has gone down. She's at 4.5 rebounds plus money now. It's crazy to see. She's been so bad.
Yeah, bro, she's been so bad. I wouldn't even be surprised if she moves to the bench at some point. I mean, I don't know what's going on with her. She just cannot stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah. Kind of sad, but I wish her lines were higher. Can't go under 7.5 points, man. That's suicide. All right, well, we are at 45 people still watching. Appreciate you guys very, very, very much. 34 likes already, man. It's getting easy to get to 25. You guys are too good.
Yeah, y'all are amazing. Seriously amazing, man. We love it. Love doing this. And appreciate the support along the way. It helps us really, feel good about it.
Yes, sir. And we might have to add the Indiana game under alt total without Caitlyn in there too. We'll talk about it after stream. See what you think.
Yeah, we got some time in between games, but first game does start in just under an hour, so we are probably going to get on out of here, get ready for that, see if there's any last bit of news. We're waiting on Carla, find out if she is in fact going to play, but other than that, we're just kind of chilling. We have a 2-hour gap between the games, so I will also be watching the OKC game later, and we'll go from there. But yeah, man, feeling good about today. We are due for a sweep. It's not even funny. We've had some weird stuff the last few days, but we're going to get right back on the path of winning and moving forward. So,
yes, sir.
Underrated, you got anything else for us?
No. I just want to see your thoughts. I played Cardoso under 10.5 rebounds. I just locked it in. How do you feel about that? Is it scary, or do you like it?
I honestly like it, man. I mean, the more we're talking about it, and we just keep circling back to the same thing with Dallas. They are not allowing rebounds at all right now, and especially to opposing bigs. I mean, you're not seeing much action from Shepherd. You're not seeing anything from Alana, and outside of that, it's been a stretch. And you see her performance last year. I mean, very telling.
Can you go back to that last screen and say, when did she go over? What teams did she play against there? Minnesota and who was that? Portland,
yeah. So really bad team, really inefficient on the glass. No surprise there, but
yeah. You look at Golden State and Phoenix, she wasn't even close, and those are more similar to Dallas. So I'm feeling good about that, to be honest. Thank you for bringing that up. MBM Justin, he said Cardoso PR under is the lock. I like that as well, but I'm a little more scared of her points, so I'm going to just go straight rebounds. 10.5 is high. She could kill us and have 5 rebounds in the first quarter, and you start feeling sad, but that's a less chance than not, man. She could go get in foul trouble. She could go, who knows? There's so many ways she could stay under that 11.5 or 10.5, so I'm going to stay there for sure. And before we get out of here, yeah. Oh, it went up?
A real fast Underdog, surprisingly, is the only place to have her at 25.5 PR, so that is not bad.
Okay. I want to stay away from her points, but I feel it, actually, both, to be honest. I think this might be the game she does have her comeback, so I'm a little worried, but I still think it's worth a chance. Last thing before we get out of here, D. Johnson dropped one more comment. Thoughts on Gabriela Jaquez on 3.5 boards? 3.5, not 4.5.
Yeah, I mean, the alt line, I think, is totally fine. That was also something that I was looking at earlier, too. So thank you for bringing that back up, because Underdog did have that as an available option. It's 0.74, which I can totally live with.
That's not bad.
But yeah, I like her, man. I like the 4.5 rebounds. I think she's going to play enough minutes, and with no Rakia here, she's kind of at least just being priced into a bigger role. The matchup, again, same reason why we're taking Cardoso under, is a little bit scarier, but that alt line especially looked really solid. So I like that one.
Okay, sounds good, man. Let's get out of here and go collect some wins.
All right, y'all. We are going to get out of here. We will be back same time tomorrow. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Good luck tonight, and we'll catch y'all back here later. All right? Peace.
Hate you.
Just cash.
Fuck you, Prizepick. I hate you. Fuck you, Prizepick. I hate you. Fuck you, Prizepick. I hate you. Fuck you, Prizepick.
But I'm had enough.